Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we're going to feature Justin Snaith in your call. He's coming into the studio to chat to us about his triumph in the Vodacom Durban July, a not-so-triumphant Johnson's Workwear Fillies, Garden Province Fillies, but all in all, a phenomenal race day.
Great race day, fantastic, wonderful that he's been on to do it again with the same horse. It's a superb racehorse, a champion racehorse. It was a great race. The fancied horses obviously 1 and 2. Unfortunately, Hawam played up at the gate and didn't race. But the whole day was excellent, Jim.
It was a good day. It seemed extremely well run. Everything seemed to go according to plan. I've never seen so many people. I'm sure that was the biggest crowd we've ever
We have
had.
to close doors, I believe, at 50 or 55,000, so it's around there.
Yeah. So, and really, I wandered around the racecourse. I did a few functions and that. It was just fantastic.
Politicians here, everybody, you know.
Yeah, everybody was here. But let's talk about sport for the moment. And the first thing we got to talk about is the Crusaders, where they're just imperial, those guys.
They're very good. They're very good. The Hugger Warriors have improved a lot. There was only one try.
Yeah.
You know, there's only one try in the whole game. I didn't get to watch it all because I had to get down to Greyville. But I did watch large chunks of it, and Crusaders have been the team all year. Could have been so different in the semi-final if they'd seen that knock-on by Sam, and they hadn't given it a scrum to the Crusaders and given it the other way with minutes to go, and the Hurricanes were really pushing them. But having said that, Crusaders have been the team of the year.
Well, what impressed me with the Crusaders is they take large, long periods of pressure.
Yes.
But they don't buckle.
They don't buckle.
Haguaris, towards the end of the first half, for 10 minutes, were at them and never got a point out of it. You know, that's the problem. In fact, they ended up getting a point. They got a breakaway, and then there was a penalty.
Yeah.
So from 7-3, it went to 10-3. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
It just never improved. So,
that's right.
That was a big moment in the weekend for them to win again. They're multiple champions, and I feel very sorry for everyone in the World Cup. I really think that they've...
Did you see the break dance by the coach?
The what?
The coach did a break dance.
No, I didn't.
On his back,
like
his
you,
head.
Like you, I was...
rushing, no, he was so excited. He did a break dance in front of everyone.
He deserved to.
Yeah.
World Cup, there are 2 World Cups on at the moment.
Cricket, they're down to the final 4. South Africa, chicken or beef. They're on their way home.
As usual.
As usual, yeah. I'm very disappointed with them because in the preliminaries, they'd got themselves to be one of the top sides and then just threw it away, you know. The other thing is it's going to be very tight. Any one of those 4 teams can win, in my opinion. Who do you like to win it, Jim?
Yeah, I think that India or England, I think they'll end up the finalists, and then it will be coin toss. You know,
team who bat first wins.
Who makes
Have you looked at the record of who bats first wins? It's incredible, Jim.
Yeah.
95%. Who bats first wins.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the women's soccer, Jim. I watched the final last night.
Me too.
It was very tight till that. I don't think it was a penalty.
No,
VAR. She had hit the ball away with the side, and then the boot. She runs into the boot, and they said the boot. She had lost control of the ball, and the ref had given a corner. So once they got ahead, the Yanks were the better side. They deserved to win, but the Dutch have been hanging in. So well done to the Yanks.
Well, the Yanks are a pretty good side. They won last time too.
They retained their title. Funnily enough, the Germans did. Yeah. They've only been 7, I think, World Cups for women. The Germans did it. They retained it.
Yeah.
And this American side's very good.
Okay, and the only other highlight was my friend Mark Marquez. His brother won the GP2, beat Darren Binder, the South African. Binder came from 17th to be second.
He's good.
He finished second on the pole. He can ride. He was riding a KTM. He had big problems with the tyres the last 10 laps. Otherwise, he would have chased the booty along. But then Mark Marquez went to the front from pole. Never saw him.
Is he just so much better, Jim?
Yeah, he's just a fabulous bike rider. I mean, there've been people who have been fantastic on bikes, Mike Halewood and people like that.
Jim Redmond,
yeah. This guy,
Randy Mamola.
Randy, he was good.
Lovely name, eh?
Yeah,
Randy Mamola.
Yeah, you would have liked to be called. It would have suited you
Randy
very well.
Lafferty would have been pretty apt.
Very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, good name.
I'm surprised you never called one of your children Randy.
No, they were girls.
Doesn't matter.
No. Randolph. Call my daughter Randolph.
Okay, well, let's move on. after that little brief interlude and see if we can go and see 3 to follow. No racing in KwaZulu-Natal, and certainly July Day, no first-timers stepped out, and the rest of the country wasn't very strong. We had to end up going to Kenilworth and find a couple of first 2 races. Let's kick off with the first race. Harold Crawford stepped out Noble Rhythm, Noble Tune out of Amir's Approval mare, bred by Rathmore Stud. There it is in the white and pink sleeves. Down the inside, number 8, you can see it clearly.
The pace is on, you know, all about Sophia, Floriana, no Money, Honey. They show good speed early, these 3. And the horse that we found, Noble Rhythm, is just trying to hold its position. The whole complexion of the race changes later because the horse at the back gets a blow in the green. And the winner is a horse called Fleeced for Justin Snaith, which I think comes down the fence.
Yeah, that's the Veronica Folks' colours, and this horse that we found has got pink colours as well. Michelle Crawford Rex's colours. She runs the assistant's job there. With a white face, there it comes down the inside. Hands and heels, Aussie Noach. He gives it 1 or 2 smacks and she runs on really well.
Yeah, she responds late. She's well beaten here and she's not going to run in the first 3. But suddenly the penny drops for Noble Rhythm. And she starts getting into the race late, and I think it was a very good run, Jim.
Very good debut. We think that she'll probably go pretty close next time over this sort of trip. 1,000 meters, just give her a chance to find her feet, and she'll end up running well. We then move on to the next one, which was the Snaith runner, Go Jewel, Oratorio out of an Al Mufti mare, bred by Eclipse Racing and Breeding, and
Robert Carty.
Yeah, Robert Carty rode this. I thought this ran a pretty good race, Go Jewel. Let's go pick it up at the start. It's in the yellow colours, drawn 4.
Yeah, slightly slow out of the gate and with the speed on early. Grey Ferrari is off like a dirty shirt. This is quick. And to think that it doesn't run in the first 4 at the 400, you're a little surprised because it's very, very fast. Capcuta looks like it's got a bit of speed as well, trying to get closer. But the horse we found, as Jim says, is in the yellow and has many lengths to find.
Yeah, the horse of the white face and the purple colours is Paul Reeves's runner, Yankee Force, which ends up winning first time. A lot of talk about this, and he was very transparent on the morning show. He said this horse will run really well. This is
good to hear.
Which was great, you know, we're fantastic. And she did run well. He did run well, the byword. He won a good race. But this one that we found is almost next door to him at this stage. It just seems to not really go through with it until the end of the race.
Yeah, it really shakes off the third horse and gets after the leader. This is the horse called Go Jewel.
Go Jewel, worth having a look at, the Oratorio, next time it runs. And the winner certainly won a nice race too. Nice to see Byword. You know, Camp Ferratus ran
a very good race in the
Vodacom. Good race.
Very good
very
race.
Pleased for the boys.
Yeah, that and Roy's had enough. Came streaming up the outside late. Yeah.
Gerald Sadler, 21 years after Gold Tax was eliminated from July. You remember? Yeah,
first run good for him. Since then. Sounds like Boris Johnson when he talks.
I think he's cleverer than Boris Johnson.
Possibly.
No, a lot cleverer.
His kids are.
Yeah, definitely.
His kids definitely are. Yeah.
Anyway, the next one we found was on Saturday at Turfentine, and I have a relationship with this filly, and I think that she might be quite good. A filly called To Be Fair by Uncle Mo, which I purchased on behalf of Larry Nestat in Australia. I thought it ran a cracker. Let's go and pick him up at the start.
You had a relationship with this filly, Jim?
Sorry?
Nothing. Here it is, To Be Fair. Lovely name. And it ducks onto the fence because they're going to go quick. But bear in mind, this horse is debuting, and it hasn't got really much out of it. You'll see how green it is up the straight. Are those Larry Nestad's colours?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are Larry. And then the speed is on. You know, you've got Twice Special, Forever Indigo gets up and makes the pace, Flagship Fund. So there's good speed on it. This horse runs off the fence, but the rider puts it back on the fence. It's our man Robert Carty again. Very easy to spot in the blue, Jim.
Yeah. and she turns up into the straight on the inside, and certainly makes a winning move, but then drifts right across the track, which you'll see. She goes up one off the fence, and she gets there quite nicely.
Yeah, she looms up a threat, definitely. But as you say, it's a debut run. She can't know much about it. It's over a mile, and this has got to improve by a long way. It's an Australian import called To Be Fair, and the jockey now gives it a gap. There's two on its inside. He gives it a lovely clear, and watch how it responds. The two on the inside together. It goes straight past them, and for a stride or two, even the commentator calls it as a threat. And it escaped to victory, your eventual winner. But just here, Jim, I thought it was running a good race.
Yeah, then she sort of hung out, escaped to victory coming on the outside here. So she's hung across the whole field, basically.
Yeah.
And obviously she's pulled up okay. She didn't get a hard ride here. She just got the sort of hands and heels, not even the hands and heels, just to sort of keep it going, bump. And should probably improve quite a lot. And
she'll improve a long way. This horse will definitely improve.
Yeah. So she'd be worth having a look at. We're going to move on and have a look at where are they now.
Hi, my name is Tubby Lucken. I'm 68 years old. I left school when I was 17 and joined the firm of bookmakers called Kaplan and Jacobs for a couple of years, and then joined Morris V for 3 or 4 years, and then he bought a license, and we became partners with bookmakers for 20 odd years. I'm currently employed by Winning Media, which is a sister company to Hollywood Bets, and basically that's it. And 51 years later, I'm still around enjoying the game.
If you've been involved in horse racing in South Africa but have either moved away, immigrated or retired, we want to hear from you. Send us a short 30-second video recording on WhatsApp and we'll flight it on the show. Clips can be sent to either James on 071 588 5769 or Paul on 083 779 1311. We look forward to hearing from you.
Tubby Lucken, he's a great mate of yours.
Great mate. Now, Tubby Lucken has always been known as the man you can't boot, shoot and electrocute.
Yeah.
Now, Tubby, I've had a relationship with Tubby Lucken going back, as he says, many. It's got to be near.
Back a few winners with him?
Oh, over the years. Now, he was a great judge over the years. He used to give us one for the July Day. He just is a great person. I know his family very well. He was manager of our Morris V soccer team that had all ex-pros and that I think went a couple of years unbeaten. So we met with them every Sunday after races. We talked football.
Who were you playing? Brompton Low Kindergarten?
That's the Brompton Lower Kindergarten and their B team.
Yeah.
And Tubby was our manager. So he's been a great friend for many years. A great friend in the industry and as constant as the Northern Star, as Shakespeare would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Is that what Shakespeare said?
Yeah, he's as constant as the Northern Star.
Okay, well, that's wonderful to know.
Good.
A great guy, Tubby. We all know him very well, and great for him to come in. If you have, as you say, if you have anyone that you know, tell them to just send us a little clip. We'll put it on the show.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look at the plum of the week.
Gaining ground towards the outside. Before the dawn, Stellar Motion. Then comes All My Loving racing away in third. Olivine flying highs up the inside. Risk Taker is trying to get into the race. It's still Before the Dawn. Stellar Motion second, flying high, finding a finish. So too is Risk Taker nearest us. Risk Taker finishing really strongly. Stellar Motion still there. Risk Taker won it. Risk Taker's won it second close. Stellar Motion and Flying High are involved, and then came Before the Dawn.
Well, this ran a cracker first time out, ran third. We picked it up. We said, this filly, next time it runs, be with it.
Yeah.
3 to follow. There it was. All you got to do is write it down. It opened 3 to 1, which I thought it would shorten off it. So I had a few rand at 3 to 1. It ended up 9 to 2 on Interbet. 5 to 1 even you could have got.
Big price. Yeah, it did drift, eh?
Yeah. Big drip. I couldn't understand it because she showed a lot of pace first time out. and she's a Frankel.
Yeah,
and
that's right. They can only improve.
Yeah, only improve.
So you took 3-1 and 5-1 shot.
Well, I ended up taking the 5-1 as well.
Oh, you went back.
Right at the death. Because
Balance
you know
the
what?
books.
There's always one thing you've learnt in life.
Yeah.
When you fancy something and you take the wrong price, press it home.
Press it home, okay.
Yeah, press it home.
Yeah.
When you fancy something and you've taken the right price, okay, and it shortens,
Lay it off.
lay it back, okay. Then you will always win. I mean,
This is the James Goodman philosophy of gambling.
Yeah, that's why I'm
There's an
drive
old
around
saying in
Rolls.
racing too.
That's why I drive around in a Rolls.
Never take advice from a poor man.
Exactly.
So don't forget that. Eh? That's
Well, I don't know. I think keep taking advice from my father.
oh, he's wealthy in spirit.
Anyway, that's Plum of the Week, and we're going to move on and have a look at current affairs.
Best race time odds, transparency of betting markets, friendly and super efficient staff, the ability to negotiate odds, a full service tote with no limits, which is very important for exotic players, loyalty program, speedy withdrawal of funds, full odds multiple betting, and excellent in-play markets. These are just some of the many reasons that come to mind as to why I believe, as a serious punter, there is no online operator in South Africa that can realistically come close to matching what Interbet has to offer. Put simply, there's no other site like it, and the ability to negotiate odds adds to my fun and enjoyment. Interbet, where the professionals bet.
Hi and welcome to another edition of Current Affairs. As James said, we're in our Your Call. We've got the man himself, Justin Snaith. We've got a couple of races we're going to show him there, but we've kept a few for Current Affairs. Jim's elected to show us a few races, and we've also going to show you Enable winning the Coral Eclipse. That was at Sandown on Saturday as well, and Jim's got a bit of news which he's dug up for us. Jim, what's the latest?
Well, the latest was, obviously, yesterday was big racing in France.
Yes.
And Too Darn Hot won the Prix Jean Prat, which was unbelievable, to Bowie out of Doremi.
Great stallion.
He's good, and he absolutely dawdled in. Then we'll be talking about Enable, the Hong Kong sale. Now, Hong Kong buy all these horses, and they buy here in South Africa to sell on. And the top price horse at the Hong Kong sale was a Kodiak. It went for 616,000 US. Okay.
Okay, they're selling dollars, eh?
Yeah, they sell in Hong Kong dollars, but I converted because we don't know what the hell's going on. They got 6.3 million US dollars. Okay, for the sale, and I think they sold 48 horses, and they averaged 2.4 million. Okay. So that's a Hong Kong sale. The Kodiak went for the top price. There were horses by Dark Angel. The Frankel went the second top price. There were two Dark Angels.
Strong stallions, eh?
Oh, yeah. They go all over the world and buy these horses, take them to
What
Hong
are they, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds?
3-year-olds. They just turned 3. And they take them to Hong Kong and they get them ready. The saddest news of the lot was John McCrarick died.
Yeah.
Now, I love John McCrarick. A lot of people, had a lot to say about him. He was a passionate racing man.
Brought up by his granny and aunts and that. I was reading a story about him, Jim. They got him into Eton. They thought, we're not going to go short with him. And they used to pick him up. They used to hire a Rolls Royce just to pick him up. And he became synonymous with all this wealth and that. But I'd met him many times, James, and so had you. And an absolute character. He knew tic-tac backwards, full of bling. They had a go at him for being a misogynist, but he loved his wife. She went everywhere with him.
45 years he was married to her.
Yeah.
Penny.
You know when I met him, James? I met him when I worked in America, and the Breeders' Cup was at Santa Anita, and Trevor Denman got me an invite to this big cocktail party, and I sat next to John McCririck. Yeah. He was obviously a much younger man and full of beans, and everyone who's involved in racing, especially British racing, has to know John McCririck. Sad day.
Well, bright as a button, anyone that does what we do, which is just chat on television, and John McCririck was a champion at it. He knew all the answers. Long before the questions were asked, he was fantastic.
He was a font.
Yeah. And I think he did racing a tremendous service, because characters like that, people turn on the telly to watch.
Yeah.
And
people have tried to imitate him now. I see they try and use his style, and it's very hard to emulate that man. They say the downhill started when they didn't renew his contract, and
that's right, 2013.
The last few years have been tough for him. I think he got a lawsuit, So it was sad for such a dynasty he had built, as everyone knew him for, the tic-tac man and hat on, always had his hat on. One day a guy pulled his hat off, Jim, when he was doing an interview. He pulled one out of his pocket and put it on. He had a spare hat.
You know, it's sad that racing doesn't allow these people to live their life out doing what they do best, because they can do it for their whole lives. The brain never goes. Okay, they might not look as pretty as they did, but he's a guy that you would like to have seen die with humility and having done his
leave
job,
on his own terms.
Yeah.
But I suppose they have businesses to run, and it's difficult, and you've got very talented young people coming forward. So, but still, I was a great fan.
No one is talented.
Yeah,
anyway, then we move on to the Vodacom Durban July, and we kicked off with obviously the first couple of races, which were just ordinary little races. But the first race we're going to look at was the Betting World 2200, which is the July Consolation, and we'll pick them up at the 800-meter mark. Sean Terry kicked off the day.
Run Reds in that third position, top classman Bees. Bunker Hunters on the outside, then comes Silver Guard, Captain and Master. On the outside, Charles trying to get into the race as they swing into the home stretch. Elusive Silvers towards the outside. Top of the lane, they come 500 to go, Zilzal. Down the inside, Run Red, the Dazzlers on the outside. Down the inside, Bees, then Captain and Master. Bunker Hunters on the outside. Zilzal still leads it coming to the 200, but the Dazzler's a big runner. Bunker Hunters on the outside, and Charles tries to get into the race. Down the inside, Bees and Gimme One Night is taking off, and Shenanigans exploding through. Shenanigans won it from Gimme One Night. Third place will go to the Dazzler, and then Zilzal.
Here we go. Paul?
I was just saying that I thought Zilzal had a one-time winner. Heavily supported to win this race. I didn't think his form was as that good.
The stable jockey took the ride on this one. Lyle Hewson took the ride on this one.
Yeah,
and
very good win.
Dynasty out of a Sports World mare, was bred by a Daytona stud, Robin Hamilton, and I thought it was an excellent win. But more importantly, for the future, Gimme One Night. Great run in second,
Prep
and this is the Gold Cup horse.
Prep for the Gold Cup.
It's well weighted. He's got a merit rating of 92. He's going to come into the Gold Cup with 54 maximum.
Yeah.
And I think this is a massive runner.
Your horse ran third?
Yeah, my old boy, you look at his form, he's just
solid,
unbelievable. Solid as can be.
Zilzal still a one-time winner?
Yeah, Zilzal ran fourth. So that was the start, the opener. We then move on to the next one, which was the fourth race, and that's the Gold Vase. Now, this is another prep for the Gold Cup, and no better winner than the one that won, and no more deserving winner than the horse that won, Walter Smoothie. Let's go and pick him up at the 800.
Has raced up into second position. Then comes Walter Smoothie, Warfarer, Major Return, Ballad of the Sea. Mangrove is on the outside of runners. Then Dynasty's Blossom. They are about to turn into the home stretch, and Strathdown leads it. Pacific Chestnut challenges for the lead. Walter Smoothie, Ballad of the Sea, Mangrove, the outside Major Return. Paths of Victory, Sunshine Silk still got about 6 or 7 to go. And Strathdown is clinging to the lead. Mangrove on the outside, Paths of Victory. Down the inside, Dynasty's Blossom. Walter Smoothie's running a big race on the inside. Strathdown just the leader. Wealthy's come from absolutely nowhere. But it's Walter Smoothie and Dynasty's Blossom. It goes to Walter Smoothie, Dynasty's Blossom and Strathdown at the business end.
Well, there we go. Walter Smoothie with my old apprentice, Diego de Guava run it. Well done. Stewie Pettigrew, very good. He's like Waihamauing. They go over ground. They're very good trainers.
I think he's just a very good trainer.
Yeah,
Stewie,
but
I've noticed doesn't have the stock.
Doesn't have a stock.
He won Bay Ritz, the source.
That's right. He won the Daily News a year or two ago.
Yeah, but he hasn't produced anything apart from this horse.
Who, Bay Ritz? Yeah,
Bay
I'm
Ritz,
talking about Stuart Pettigrew winning the Daily News,
Yeah.
But interesting race. I never thought Wealthy was good at this track. Came from last, ran a very good race. But the runner-up, Jim, you gave that a big shot.
I made it my bet of the day, the best each way of the day, but I took doubles going into Do It Again because I really liked Do It Again. Walter Smoothie, bred by Henham Brothers, Henham Stud, the Rouse Brothers, by Bay Ritz, as I said, out of a Strike Spartly mare. He's been a model of consistency, this horse, and I think Stuart Pettigrew's done a very good job. He's kept him going since November.
Yeah.
And
Jim, the first 4 or 5 throwing their hat in for the Gold Cup, the Elan Gold Cup.
I don't know. Strathdown went to the front with a big weight.
Might not have needed one more.
Might
you
need
can ask.
one
You
more.
can ask Handsome.
Yeah, he'll be able to tell us. He was very good.
Yeah.
Handsome.
Yeah.
Told us exactly what he liked for the season. He hasn't been far wrong. He said do it again for the July.
He knows his horses, all Handsome.
Right, we then move on to the Golden Slipper, Grade 2, and this is for the fillies. And Cornet Spies showed again. Toby Spies, trains them, but Cornet's assistant. First and second, 2-year-olds, these guys are geniuses. Let's go and pick them up at the 600.
800 zone towards the back end of the field, Vander's Spirit, and that's got 10-11 to make up with Miss Honey and Kayla's Champ. Homeward bound, just on 500 metres to go. Sing for Rafa, 1 length. Marsul tracks in second. Victoria Page, Miss Flora to the outside. Cavivar's going to hook out, got a split 2 lengths to make up. True to Life's going to go towards the inside. True to Life starts to warm up under the hands at the 300. Cavivar, What You Are's running on. True to Life hits the front. What You Are's down the middle, and Cockney Pride's running a cracker between them. What You Are, Cockney Pride on the inside. What You Are, but Cockney Pride's coming back aboard the outside. The Yellow Silks have Cockney Pride to win it. What You Are second, Gabor, and then maybe Cavivar in a photo with True to Life.
Well, a very good race for the Species. Well done to him. They had a very good Vodacom day as well. And Craig Zaki rode this one, and brilliant ride. I was impressed with the third horse, Gabor Jim, by King's Barn. Sad loss, eh?
Yeah, from a wide draw. Yes. Never got the run of the race. Raced the widest of all. Turned in the straight behind the favourite Cavivar and ran on best of all. I thought it was a cracking run. I spoke to Gavin Finzel about it, and he said he's not sure that she's going to go much further than this. But
okay.
I think he says the mother
King's Barnes by Galileo.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll go. I'm sure she'll definitely get the mile. Cockney Pride by Karari out of a Rakeen mare bred by Marion Thompson.
Good breeder.
Marion Thompson again.
Good, very good breeder. Horse got to go a bit further, James, with that pedigree as well.
Yeah. And well done to the Spies team again. Fantastic work.
Cavivar ran fourth. I believe it had heat exhaustion afterwards. I didn't see it, but I heard. Cavivar also ran a good race. When you bear in mind where Gabor and Cavivar were drawn, 2 good runs as well.
Yeah, exactly. The disappointment of the race was Justin's filly. We'll find out what happened to her, because she beat those two.
Yeah, Miss Florida.
When she won at Scottsville. Right, we move on to the Golden Horseshoe, and we show this from the 800 metres as well.
Found the lead as they come down to the 650 Aqua Delta. Loosen Your Tie, Cartel Captain Nvidia. The favourite Eden Rock got about 4 lengths to make up. Towards the inside, Put on the Red Light. Homeward bound, 450 metres to go. Poinciana had the lead 1.5 lengths. Loosen Your Tie towards the inside. Aqua Delta Nvidia. Eden Rock's hooked to the outside, 3 to make up. Loosen Your Tie runs on towards the centre. Nvidia's trying to close in. Put on the Red Light, Nvidia. Eden Rock's running on towards the outside, 1 length to make up. The favourite Eden Rock exploding through. Eden Rock, the talk of the town, comes to get him, and Eden Rock won it. Put on the Red Light, Nvidia, and then Loosen Your Tie. This is Pay. Ring up the register.
Great race for Sean Terry and Chris Van Niekerk and Eric and all of them. It just was Eden Rock. I watched him go at the gate. I thought he's a fantastic moving horse. And Jim, you know what I found very interesting here? The first horse and the runner-up from the Terry yard are both out of Group 1 winners. There wasn't another mare who was a Group 1 winner in the whole field. So as I say, pedigree will out. The first and second were out of they both had won Group 1s, the mothers. So it was a very good race. Lyle Hewson and Gav Lorena. I'd heard before the race that Sean said the runner-up, there isn't too much between them, and it was proved to be absolutely correct.
Absolutely correct. I thought they both ran cracking good races. This is by VAR out of a Captain Al mare. I think this is probably as far as you'll go. Her name's Townsend. Okay,
Townsend was
by Fast Fontaine.
Won Group 1 in Cape Town.
Yeah, Townsend. And then the other one was by Pomodoro, out of Roxanne by Western Winter.
Charlie Laird won the Group 1 with Charlie Laird.
So
2 Group 1 mares, 2 first and second in the Group 2. Fantastic.
It's amazing that the Colts and the fillies race were trained by 2 of the best trainers of 2-year-olds around.
Yes.
Sean Terry and Corne Spies, Toby Spies, the best 2-year-old trainers in the business.
I thought Nvidia ran a very good race, Jim.
Nvidia ran a cracking race.
Twice over, I think.
Yeah.
Ran a very good race. And Loosen Your Tie had won a race, I think at Scottsville or something. And came on, ran a very good race as well. And that was, of course, Spies, Toby Spies.
Yeah, Toby Spies.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have a look at the Coral Eclipse and chat about it after we've seen it. So let's have a look at the Coral Eclipse from Sanders.
And they're off for the 2019 running of the Coral Eclipse. The Group 1 over the 1.25 miles, and Hunting Horn will set the tempo, leading in the dark blue jacket under Poré Beggy from Magical, who's racing there in second position. And it's only then just about head away to Enable. It's now just about to take second place behind the pace, and Telecaster is next in fourth. Then the yellow jacketed Zabil Prince, a further 1.5 lengths away to Mustachri, who then has 2 lengths on Regal Reality. And at the back of the field is Danceteria as they continue now towards the final 7 furlongs of the Eclipse. And it's Hunting Horn who leads by a length over Enable in second place. Magical is back in third. Telecaster is next in fourth. Then came Zabil Prince and Mustachri, followed then by Regal Reality, the Brigadier Gerard winner, and Danceteria is at the rear of the field. So it's still Hunting Horn who sets the pace, a length in front of Enable in second under Frankie, another 1.5 lengths away then to the third position Magical. Then came Zabil Prince to be fourth at the corner, then Telecaster to the outside of him, followed by the red, white and blue of Regal Reality, then Mustachri and Danceteria. Top of the home straight then in the Eclipse, and it's Hunting Horn who's still out in front. Enable poised there in second place, 2 lengths away then to Magical, who's now been shaken up by Ryan Moore. Zabil Prince is back in fourth, then Regal Reality and Telecaster, followed by Mustachri, who's moving up, yet to press the button on Enable, who breezes up alongside Hunting Horn. Magical tries to go with her, then Zabil Prince and Regal Reality, followed by Mustachri. Now Frankie says go on the filly Enable, she leads it by a length. Magical though is giving chase, then Hunting Horn and Regal Reality inside the final furlong. It's Enable with the advantage. Magical is trying hard behind, Regal Reality staying on, but it's Enable under Frankie Dettori. She'll win the Coral Eclipse. Magical tried her heart out but couldn't get to Enable. The brilliant mare, she's done it. Enable from Magical, Regal Reality, Danceteria, then Mustachri, Hunting Horn, Telecaster and Zabil Prince.
Well, there we go. Whoa, what a racehorse. You know, she had an interrupted program last year and she came away and won the Arc, didn't she, Jim?
Yeah.
And you've got more of an idea where they're going with her this year.
Well, the point is, she's by Nathaniel, who won this race in 2012 or 2013. Yeah. And the interesting part of it is that they've got a program lapped out for her this year. Last year she went for the Arc after a long layoff, and she wasn't even quite ready, and she won.
She raced on the poly. She had a poly race straight into the Arc.
It was a poly race into the Arc.
Yeah.
She's going for the King George Queen Elizabeth, and then the Juddmonte International, and then the Arc. That's the program this year. Yeah. And the sad news over the weekend was that the filly that she beat last year in the Arc.
Sea the Stars filly.
Yeah, the Sea the Stars filly had a very bad colic over the weekend. With William Haggis, and she's in intensive care at the moment.
Shame, eh?
In Newmarket, which is very sad news. Yeah, because she ran able to 3/4 of the length.
She ran very close. And
so,
wow, shame.
That's not good news.
That's
but
not good news. No.
This filly is some type of champion.
Yeah, definitely some great racing. And what amazes me, Jim, is you get to the Arc, back the fillies. Yeah. I think Treve got a hat-trick, and you go through the 10 years, I think 7 out of 10 years won by fillies, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, that was it for our sport for the weekend, our racing for the weekend. But the two big ones, the Johnson's Workwear Garden Province and the Vodacom Durban July, we'll be talking to about with Justin Snaith. So hold on to your horses, have a quick cup of tea, and we'll see you back. Well, you know, the Vodacom Durban July is the biggest race on the South African racing calendar. And every year we try and get in some of the connections to come and chat to us about the race day and the race and the experience of the winner. And as usual, Justin Snaith makes himself available. Most of them call it off, say they've got a hangover or they're going back to Joburg or whatever. But Justin, can't miss an opportunity like this. And great to have you in the studio.
Great, thanks very much, James.
We had you in the studio at the beginning of the season, which was fantastic. And in that interview, you said, "Do it again, we'll win the July."
Yeah, look, it makes a lot easier when you've got a horse like that to be confident. So, all kudos to him. He's the one. And, I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted everyone to walk away from the Vodacom Durban July saying that Do It Again's a champion. And so that's all that I was worried about. I wanted to be proud for him. And I think after Saturday, everyone feels the same way that I do.
All right, well, we'll chat about that later when we watch the race. But obviously your week started with you winning the Natal Championships at Carkloof?
Yes, we were very fortunate for the second year running to win the B section at Natal Champs. It was a lot of hard work, I must be honest. There were over 700 horses at Carkloof, 32 teams. So extremely competitive, one of the biggest tournaments in polo history, so in South Africa. So it was very, very competitive. We had to start off up against the Free State guys.
They give you a hard time.
Sparta, we had Sparta, the Van Reenen family and Barnard family. So it was a hard first day. So we managed to beat them and then into the final on Sunday, which we managed to win there.
How easily did you win? And who did you beat?
We just won. We beat Corkstud.
Yeah. Who were that? The Williamsons?
No, Williamsons were there.
Bryden.
But no, we had to beat well, it was some of the Williamsons, so yes,
Yeah.
it wasn't easy, but very happy and very proud to pull that one off.
Well, it was great to see that was the start of the week. Then life is not that easy. It just doesn't always work the way you'd like it. So you go to the Johnson's Workwear Garden Province Stakes, your chief sponsor, your main man in your stable, or one of your main men, he sponsors the race, you want to win it.
Oh, without a doubt, and especially, to have Gaynor here on the day, it was a big moment, and quite frankly, I was really hoping to win that race. I made it very clear, and unfortunately, we're just unlucky. Things didn't quite go as planned.
Well, let's watch the race, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Let's go and see the Garden Province Stakes from the start.
1,600 metres. And away they go from the 1,600 metre marker. Celtic Sea is one of the first out of the gate. Twice as Smart's now being passed by O Susanna. On the outside, also making improvement is Vistula. Snowdance going around them to be more prominent with the white cap as they settle down into stride. They are followed by Temple Graven, that's got the blue cap. Royce Rivera further back in the run has been fabulous, about 7 or 8 lengths off the leader at this stage. Then Santa Clara, front and centres further back, and then we drop back to Rose in Bloom. That's racing about 9 or 10 lengths off the leader. As they go to the 900 metre mark, and Vistula makes the running. Snow Dancer second, Celtic Seas in third position. Oh Susanna is travelling alongside front and centre at this stage, then Twice as Smart. That's about 7 lengths off the leader. Desert Rhythm is further back in the field with Temple Grafen, and then comes Roy Rivera. Along the inside of that has been fabulous, and then comes Elusive Heart and El Danza as they turn into the home stretch with Santa Clara. Top of the lane in the Johnson Workwear Garden Province Stakes, and it's Vistula the leader. Snow Dance moves in, Celtic Sea's going for a rails run. On the outside, front and centre. Oh, Susanna's going to have to pick up, still got about 3 or 4 lengths to make up. Celtic Sea is sneaking throughout the rail. Oh, Susanna's now putting in a strong claim on the outside. At Celtic Sea over the last 100. Snow Dance, Oh, Susanna, but Celtic Sea's going on and won it. Oh, Susanna second, Snow Dance, and then came Temple Graffin.
Well, Celtic Sea was a triumph for Sean Terry and the connections, Graham Beck's son, Anthony, Gainsway. Yes. So the big players were there, but when you watch the replay over and over, you wonder if actually you weren't the best horse in the race.
Look, the unfortunate thing, what happens is at Greyville, you get the first run. So what happened there, Lyle went for the inside run. He got the first run. We didn't have enough horse at the time to compete for that run on the inside fence. Oh, Susanna is a filly that you've seen me take her to the front. She's a little bit one pace. She can grind away. For her to quicken up like that filly at the top of the straight, she doesn't. Yeah. But come halfway through the straight, you see now Oh, Susanna. The other horse is starting to weaken. Oh, Susanna is now firing up. Not only do we have to switch, but we have to switch again into to get a clear run, and then you see Oh Susanna pick up the pace and fire home. So had that not happened, the result would have been a lot closer, and quite frankly, I thought we were very unlucky. But that's the rub of the green. There was no cutaway rail, made it very hard for the guys on the inside. That's why we then obviously changed tactics in the main race.
So with the 2 meter spurs, they call it, do you think that should be pushed out further into the straight?
Definitely.
On a big day like July Day?
Without a doubt.
What would that do? That would allow the horses that are well drawn, that don't have the pace to get the run down the inside.
Correct.
Yeah.
As you saw in the Vodacom Durban July, we had to all change our tactics. Yeah. So what we did was I saw what had happened, and we then obviously, unfortunately, with Oh Susanna being a bit slow out the gates, she didn't quite get into the position we were hoping for, and the winner took that position, which gives you the best run of the race.
Yes.
And into the straight, you're the first one down that inside fence, and you're gone, and you hold on. All you got to do is just hold on to the line, which they did. All kudos to them. Lau did really nothing wrong. He took the best running, and unfortunately, we just didn't have horse at the time to get our head in there to maybe fight for it.
Yeah, it just seemed like the start was what it was all about, because you were drawn on the inside. You were drawn 3. You should have been there.
Correct.
But you just didn't. She just didn't get away. She just looked a bit sluggish.
And same with Snow Dance. Took too long to sort of get over from the draw. As I said, the only horse that on the entire card that the NRB gave us draws was O Susanna, got half a draw. Bar that on the day, we were jumping from 16 out of 16 the whole day.
Well, the winner was bred by Maritzfontein Wilgerbos Drift, so they bred the Grade 1 winner. Yours is obviously your team, Gaynor, but she's won her Group 1, and you've still got to be eminently happy with her. Where do you go from here with her?
Look, very interesting. We're going to chat. I've put her in the Champions Cup because I just think with O Susanna there's still so much horse. I mean, she's really well, but there's a very good chance that she will go overseas. You can take it as from the discussion with Gaynor and Kevin. She will be going overseas, but that will only be in the summer and probably for breeding purposes. So there's a chance that we might actually see her still in Cape Racing. So it's whether we want to do too much now in the Natal season or actually then put her away and get her ready for the summer season upon she will then go overseas.
She's only had the 2 runs this season, basically. She went to Joburg, and then she came here and she won. The Champions Cup looks like a natural, and she'd be a great draw card for a race like that.
Yes, look, it's going to be a little bit competitive. I know Mike has cleverly kept Sokrat out of everything a little bit now, so he's aiming him at that race. So that could be the horse that we have to watch out for. He'll be very well weighted, Sokrat, under the conditions of the race, and so will O Susanna. So there's a good chance. The noms are going in today. We see the draws. If we draw Bush, we're out. I'm not. It's as
simple as that.
Correct.
Justin, all right. Then the July must have been a lot of pressure, because, to go and win a July twice in a row and carry top weight, give weight to everything. You were beaten by the Rainbow Bridge in the Met. There wasn't much between him. You've got to give him half a kilo. Did all those things play on your mind?
No. I was annoyed about the Met. The Sun Met, I was annoyed. Do it against a fighter. We never got that opportunity. The race was over before we could get there and have a fight with him. The Met was a disaster for us. So I wanted to set the record straight a little bit, and this was a perfect platform because we're giving everybody weight. Even Rainbow Bridge, we had to give weight. Hawam, we got to give him 4 kilos. Unfortunately, unluckily for them, he was injured in the starting stalls. So, but I was never too worried about the 3-year-olds, to be honest. I never thought them a factor this year, just because the quality of the 4-year-olds. Rainbow Bridge and Do It Again are very, very good horses. On in any year, horses like this normally go overseas. So they were here, made it a lot harder for the 3-year-olds this year, in my opinion.
Okay, well, let's go and watch the race, because now it gives you an opportunity to watch again as to where Do It Again came from. And that's what makes us so meritorious, this win. The second horse gets the run of the race and gets away from them in the straight, and it looks all over. Let's go and watch it again and watch the yellow colours of Do It Again and see how much he has to do.
Campharatus comes forward and bounding away in the Vodacom Durban July, 4.25 million rand from the 2200 metre marker. Lady in Black stoked up early, made to Conquer's right there and Return Flighter. Beautiful position at the rail. Twist of Fate's on the right hand side. Outside of him is Head Honcho, looping them all, and Head Honcho's making big strides to try and attack for the lead. Double Mint, Lady in Black at this stage. Rainbow Bridge mid-division. Tilbury Fortress further back past the 1600 behind the Driddle. Do It Again, scraping paint 8 lengths off. Eyes wide open, Campharatus. Mayabi Gold, Divine Odyssey. Barra Hin behind a wall of horses, 10-11 lengths off them. Legal Eagle and Roy Had Enough coming towards them. Now Return Flight, a length and a quarter. Head Honcho gets up to 3 parts of a length. Twist of Fate is on the rail. Look at that move at the rail. Twist of Fate just 2 lengths off. Lady in Black and Rainbow Bridge, Tilbury Ford. Eyes Wide Open, Roy Had Enough. Do It Again's 9 lengths off them. Camphoratus, Divine Odyssey. Then comes Mayabi Gold. Barrahin's going to have to sprout. Wings from there. They got the red cap on. 10 lengths off at the 900 meter marker. Legal. Return Flight by 1 length coming to the final. 750. Head honchos now pouring on the pressure. 2 lengths, Twist of Fate. Made to Conquer, Doublemint, Lady in Black. Rainbow Bridge, Tilbury Fort and Eyes Wide Open. Do It Again, reaching for the stars. He's come off the rail. He's come to the outside. 6 to hunt down Camphoratus, Eyes Wide Open. Homeward Bound in the Vodacom, Durban July. Head honcho, Twist of Fate's there. Rainbow Bridge is coming through. Lady in Black, Doublemint. Do It Again and Eyes Wide Open. Do It Again comes at Rainbow Bridge. Twist of Fate is there. Rainbow Bridge, Twist of Fate. Do It Again's down the centre of the course, coming with an electric finish. Do It Again. He's coming at Rainbow Bridge. He's a born leader and he will do it again. Rainbow Bridge, Twist of Fate, Eyes Wide Open and Mayabi Gold. Let's hear it for Do It Again. He goes off the favourite and he comes home to register back-to-back wins.
Well, the more I watch it, the more I really believe no one can have any excuse. Your horse was the best horse. He gave them all the weight. He gave them all start at the top of the straight. He had to switch right out to the outside to get a run. And he didn't look like he was hard ridden.
No, not at all. It was, so Richard, so actually, we just getting back to Gavin Arena said when he went through the gap on Rainbow Bridge, he said, good luck, boys, no one's catching me here. He says he was flying. He says he couldn't believe it. All of a sudden he saw this yellow colours on his outside. He said, no, impossible. Yeah. So just to give you a bit of feedback from the second rider, but with Richard, everything to get there was done with the hands and heels. Everything. You never pulled the stick until 150, and all he does is doesn't even pull the stick into the forward motion. It's all just little backhand, just to encourage him and just keep him focus on the job. There was no lifting or big smacks or anything like that. Literally, this horse did it on his own.
He's an amazing horse. He's by Twice Over, bred by Robin Bruss, Northfield stud, owned by two of the biggest owners and the late Jack Mitchell. You know, it's like sort of a bit buoyant, isn't it?
Very emotional moments. Everyone was composed until they had the thought, obviously, of Benji Johnson and then Jack Mitchell, and I could see each family shame. They all held it together, but for one moment they just shame. They couldn't hold back anymore. Got it, because the whole families, all
of them are dynasties created by these men. You know, Jack Mitchell created this racing dynasty, and Benji Johnson created the racing dynasty, and they've been carried on by their family, which is fantastic. And so important for South African racing, isn't it?
It just shows you how emotional and it's just incredible. I mean, as I say, I mean, they were the I would say just that. I'm trying to find the right word. Elegant, just like royal people of racing. That where quality. Ethics, you know, being decent people.
Yeah, absolutely. Their word is their bond.
Correct.
They say they're going to do something.
Down the line.
Good, yeah. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes, like a lot of people that we know in racing. You know, they say they're going to do this and they don't do that. But these people are people.
Honest, good men. Yeah. And that's why my son is Jack Benjamin Snaith.
Yeah.
After two of the most, which I thought I admired the most in racing.
That's iconic, yeah.
Yes.
Well done. And did just mention Bernard and Dale were here. I know Dale wasn't here last year, so that was quite sad for her. But it's fantastic to have them. Bernard's a fantastic man in racing.
Proper. Yeah. I don't think people realise how he loves racing.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves racing. And you know, this is a moment in his life that he just says he just cannot believe it's come true, and thoroughly enjoyed it. Nick booked out the oyster box, the Lighthouse bar, and we had a good few drinks afterwards. It was great fun.
Fantastic. So you had the proper after party. Remember in the old days they used to have
Yes.
an after party at the Edward where they had a cake which had the horse's name on and everything.
My brother and I were very fortunate to still be, we were kids, but old enough to remember those parties. So it was very important for us to carry that on. So if we win a big race, we go straight to, in those days it was the Edward, but still everyone then ended up at the Oyster Box. So we like to carry that tradition. And for us, it's probably one of the best hotels in South Africa.
Oh, there's no doubt. The Oyster Box is a fabulous hotel, and everyone goes to Umhlanga Rocks now. So to have a party like that is what you need to do. You know, that's the history, isn't it?
It is. But for us as well, this year's Vodacom Durban July was different. I don't know what it was, but the following was phenomenal. The effort, obviously, on Gold Circle's behalf and Vodacom. I think Vodacom are a very important sponsor.
Getting congratulations already. Okay.
No, that's my alarm to tell me I need to nominate for Gold Cup Day.
Well, you've got a couple more minutes. We've got 3 minutes
Yes.
to go. Your dad won it with Flaming Rock. Okay.
Yes.
So you obviously remember those times as young men growing up and wanting to be able to emulate him, be able to carry on that family tradition. Not only those families that own the horses, but you guys as a family who train the horses, you're a dynasty too, created by your dad and mom. You must be very proud, and they must be very proud of you.
Look, it's very nice. And for my father to be here, it's a very proud moment. Obviously my mother's from Natal, so we've got a long history of here in Natal racing. Funny enough, I mean, my grandmother's brother won the July. He was Henwood. That was her maiden name, and they won it in 1904 and I think 1908. I think so. It goes back a long time that been around.
So it's over 100 years since the family started winning the July.
Won the July for the first time.
That's
yes.
amazing.
So no, it's extremely proud, and as I said, the whole day and everything just made it, and the following of the Vodacom Durban July is just incredible. It's been really an amazing weekend, and as I said, to spend it with the Johnson family. Sadly, shame John Freeman couldn't be here. He's injured.
Shame. I wonder why wasn't he here, John?
Oh no, he's done a good job on his knee.
Has he?
Oh no, he's properly injured. So shame.
Pushing those weights, that's the problem.
Exactly. Trying to look all like he's still 20, but well done to him as well. Sadly, he couldn't be here.
Justin, just talking about the rest of the season, anything lined up, anything that you're looking at, thinking that you can win?
Yeah, look, Gold Cup Day, I've been very careful in our approach to the Durban July Day. So you've seen, even in the gallops, I really would like to win the Gold Cup. I've gone close a few times. I'm trying to think if I've won it or not, but it's a race this year I really want to win. So that day I'd like to fire up. Sadly, I don't think Do It Again will be there on the day. But we've got Casimir in the Mercury Sprint. Yeah. So I really want to have a big day. As I said, I was annoyed by the Osazana thing, and I want to end off on a high note.
Well, we wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for coming to the studio again. Wonderful for you and your family. You're stable. You're a credit to South African racing. And an absolute pleasure chatting to you again. And long may it continue. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Justin Snaith, one of the team from Snaith Racing. And as you know, it's a huge operation. They do a phenomenal job. They're fantastic to their owners. They've got fantastic owners all over the world. And they fly the flag for South African racing. This week was their week. Until next time, we hope you have a good week's racing.